I think it's pretty safe to say that one of the most mysterious characters in not just the Star Wars franchise in general, but within the sequel trilogy has got to be Supreme Leader Snoke. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing is for certain is that J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio do have a lot of tricks up their sleeves right now for Episode 9. It's actually said that there's going to be a lot of twists and turns and surprises for that movie that will actually surprise the audience and change our perception on both The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens, and even have an impact on the originals and the prequels at that. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art, and storyboard descriptions, etc. Now, one of which has all to do with a major hint and or indicator about Snoke's identity being explored in Star Wars Episode 9. A description of a younger version of Supreme Leader Snoke without his injuries on his throne with his attendants surrounding him. In Snoke's hand is a levitating holocron that is said to be the holocron of Darth Plagueis the Wise. It glows in a bright red color with gold trims around it. The next goes over Snoke now standing in front of a person kneeling before him in a black cloak. This could be his first apprentice before Kylo Ren. In Snoke's left hand, he holds a staff that is very similar to one that Darth Plagueis once owned. The last shows Snoke wielding a lightsaber hilt, however not ignited. The hilt appears to have a silver and black trim at the top. So I wanted to go over a couple of parts about this that really do give us major hints and or indicators that perhaps Supreme Leader Snoke is indeed going to be Darth Plagueis, or maybe even an actual dark side user who actually worshipped Darth Plagueis himself. Now, we're not quite sure exactly what's going on with Episode 9 when it comes to Supreme Leader Snoke. We do know that J.J. Abrams, Rian Johnson, and even Andy Serkis, all three of these guys, know the whole entire backstory of Snoke himself, and they are keeping it a major secret. Even Andy said that the reason being is because if they ever wanted to explore Snoke's backstory in a future Star Wars trilogy, or even a single movie to explain everything, that's why they're holding his backstory for a future film and or trilogy. And hey, one of those movies could very well be Star Wars Episode 9. Now, the thing that really does get me is the holocron of Darth Plagueis. Now, I'm not quite sure about EU and Legends material. I don't know if Darth Plagueis had a holocron in the Legends material of the Star Wars franchise, but what's very interesting is it seems as though that Disney and Lucasfilm are not only trying to really get Kyber crystals very familiar with a lot of casual fans out there by showing it in the actual movies, but also holocrons as well. Now, the first holocron in a Star Wars film was in Solo: A Star Wars Story within Dryden's Den, and it really does raise a big question now on whether or not Supreme Leader Snoke, the fact that he has the holocron of Darth Plagueis, could this very well mean that he himself is Darth Plagueis, or could it be that Darth Plagueis used the power of essence transfer to travel into another body, which was of course Supreme Leader Snoke? Or is it that Snoke just looks up to Plagueis as, this big Sith Lord that was so, pretty much iconic throughout the galaxy years and years before the events of the prequel trilogy? Now, the other thing that I really find very intriguing is the staff. Now, the staff to Darth Plagueis in the hands of Supreme Leader Snoke himself. Now, we heard about this, years and years ago, that there was going to be a sequence in which Andy Serkis would film a scene for The Force Awakens, and even in The Last Jedi, where he would be using a staff. So it seems as though that J.J. Abrams is trying to bring this back into play here for Episode 9. And after all, just a couple of months ago, we heard that Disney and Lucasfilm were toying around with the idea of basically kind of revealing to the audience that Darth Plagueis was indeed Supreme Leader Snoke before his death. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if he does end up being Supreme Leader Snoke, or Darth Plagueis, I should say, I think that a lot of fans out there may get a little angry because if they keep the character dead and they don't explore that character further, then Darth Plagueis would have been killed by Kylo Ren. So I don't know if it would really make a whole lot of sense to just flat out explain who Snoke really was, and that's the person that Kylo Ren killed. I think what they could do is that they could actually rise this character in Episode 9 and make him a greater evil to the point where both Kylo Ren and Rey have to team up and take him on. That would be the best way in order to give Kylo Ren a redemption arc that would make a lot of sense, where a greater evil is at stake here between these two main characters, Rey and Kylo Ren, where they have to defend themselves and protect each other and work as a team. So as far as, Snoke's identity goes, like I say, Rian Johnson, JJ, and Andy Serkis, they know everything and they are keeping it a big secret. In November of 2019, by the time that month rolls in, we're going to be learning a whole lot more about Snoke as a character in the Age of Resistance comic line, which will drop a lot of hints and a lot of new revelations and reveals for the character of Snoke, ironically just 1 month exactly before the release of Episode 9. Ironic, right? Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.